Hey, it's MK, and I am here with another Shimmerz Paints design team layout for you guys today. I'm also combining this with my Kit Conspiracy kit, and this is the ink that I'll be using today. It's Inklings Penny for Your Thoughts, and I've also picked out several sprays. A color splash in Bronze Baby. Oh, I love this color. It's my favorite. I also have Vibes in Hot Fudge. I love this brown color with a little bit of copper shimmer to it. In Color Splash, Whites of Their Eyes. I love the combination when I use it on wet ink. Vibes in Elfin Magic. Beautiful bright green color. Colorings Don't Be Swayed. Beautiful brown, not blue. And Vibes Forget Me Not. I love saying that. And this is a gorgeous green as well with a little bit of shimmer to it. So I've got two photos here of a bridge with my children on it because they're adorable. And then I took one of my nature study pieces and I've cut down the bottom half of it, and it was this green. And then I've already put some packaging behind it to give it a little lift. And then I'm thinking about using this side of this nature study paper. But when I flipped it over, I really like how this piece here, if I place it at the bottom, the leaves are behind, and I really kind of like it. So now I have to make a decision of which one I'm going to be using, because my initial thought was to use the B side. So while I'm figuring that out, I am going to go ahead and pick out a stencil. And then I'm actually looking for a specific stencil. I'm looking for a wood grain stencil that I picked up from Minte. So I'm going to grab that as soon as I find my wood grain section. Just flipping through my little book. This is a man-made. This is a homemade stencil book that I have picked out, or that I created using 8.25 page protectors, and then just a couple pieces of chipboard, and then I covered them with some Teresa Collins fabric, or not fabric, but paper, if you guys are curious. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and use my wood grain stencil. Again, this is a stencil that is by Minte, and I'm going to take my hot fudge and paint inside it with the hot fudge, and I am making sure that my brush is not too wet because I do not want it to seep underneath the stencil. So it's basically dry brushing with this, and then I get a little impatient and I decided to wetten it up just a little bit. I'm still at the retreat, so I've got a couple people coming in and visiting with me. I apologize about that. I thought that I took out all of that, but apparently I did not. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'm going to take this color wash, or color splash, I'm sorry, in the Bronze Baby, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. This way I am just giving it a little bit of shimmer, but I'm toning down the brown a little bit. So I'm giving it, even though the Bronze Baby is a little on the brown side, and it already had shimmer, I know that, but this is going to blend the two in and give me a little bit more closer of a wood grain that matches the background paper instead of a stark brown color. So, and I also am dry brushing it to make sure that it does not going underneath my stencil, and I get some underneath there, but I still love how that looks. All right, I'm going to do that technique one more time, starting with the starting with the hot fudge and then finishing in the bronze. So I'm going to go ahead and paint this. This bridge is located in Mono Lake, or Mono, California. So I think it's called Mono. It might be called Mono. I've heard it say both ways. We've just always called it Mono Lake. So and we were actually, this is a little park that is right next to the path that you can walk to go out to the lake. And so we thought we would stop and hang out at the little park for a little bit. And in order to get to the little kids play area, you have to cross this bridge. So, and there's actually no water under the bridge, but it is a really pretty bridge. And maybe in certain seasons there is water underneath it, but I just still thought it was a really pretty bridge and a great place for the kids to do a photo op. So, and they still let me. They're not grown up yet to where I don't get my bridge photos or my photo ops. All right, gonna go ahead and finish with Bronze Baby. And oh my gosh, I love how this wood grain looks. Absolutely love it. So I'm gonna go ahead and see how I like my patterns. Absolutely love this. Now I'm going to take my polka dot stencil here. This is a Crafter's Workshop stencil. And I'm going to go ahead and spray a little bit with the Elfin Magic. And I'm spraying through the stencil first. Then I'm going to flip it over and use it as a stamp just for a different technique and to eliminate having to go and clean up my stencil right away. So I love doing this because I get both of the images. It's a really great mixed media background because like I said, I get both of the images from the one stencil, and it's a great blend when they go together. Taking my Don't Be Swayed and sprinkling it around just a little bit, and then I opened up my Penny for Your Thoughts. I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle some of that as well. But I am painting the edge, and I'm going to paint the entire edge of my paper instead of inking the edge, which I guess I am still inking the edge. I'm just using watercolor. This is going to dry amazing. It's actually going to look like a gold leafing around the edge, except that it's more like a copper leafing. So it reminds me of the, what is that? Like an old artifact of some sort. I don't know. I didn't do the bottom half because I didn't plan on actually showing the bottom half because it's going to be covered with that layer that I fussy cut. Now I'm going to make my own paper. Again, using Elfin Magic and the Bronze Baby, and I think I use both the browns as well. So what I really love about it is that this Bronze Baby is an acrylic paint, and so I'm adding it in there, and what it's going to do is create a barrier between my Don't Be Swayed spray. I did add the green on first because I wanted it to be a little bit of a darker green. But the Bronze Baby acts like a resist and shines all the way through. And then that was for Frog Get Me Not. And then this here is my Hot Fudge. So if you spray just a little bit, like you barely push down on the spray nozzle, you'll get those big fat drops and not a very lot of spray. So I really like that. Now here's where I absolutely love putting the white onto wet medium because it disappears instantly and acts like a distress ink. So it creates the mottled look that you get when you add water to a distress ink, only this is using the white paint, and I absolutely love it. I'm going to add my Penny for Your Thoughts as, again, a contrast, and because it's still wet, it's going to soak right into the back of my pattern paper. Now I'm going to do one more thing before I am calling this a good one, and I'm spraying it with green again because I really, really want that green. It's going to keep soaking in, but can you see that the Bronze Baby is not soaking in? I'm going to add a little bit more on the top. That way I've got some in the background and some in the foreground of the Bronze Baby. And I do keep picking up my overspray from my mat just because of the fact that I really wanted a mottled look. And so when I turn it over and I pick it up, then it doesn't look so uniform, I should say. So I'm going to use this paper as my photo mat. I know I'm covering up a lot of it, but you'll still be able to see quite a bit of it. I am also too going to ink the edges of this, but I don't do it on camera, I don't believe. So I'm going to put my photos on it first, and then that's when I change my mind and decide to ink the edges afterwards. So, but I do absolutely love how this turned out. As when it comes to the background of this piece of paper that I made. I love making my own paper. So here's where I ink the edges. I'm just going to go over it with a little bit of walnut stain to give it a little bit of a finished look. So when I had the sprays on all the sides, the sprays actually dried on the edges like it was finished. And so when I actually cut my pieces of paper apart, that finished edge looked like it was disturbed. So I decided to go ahead and include my ink blending on the edges just to make it look a little bit more finished. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I left my photo mats quite large because I wanted to show this paper off. And if you can see in the smaller photo up in the upper left, you can definitely see that bronze baby shimmering in the background. Oh my gosh, this paper is so pretty. Now I'm going to go ahead and distress the edges just a little bit, curl up that brown edge, and then have that white edge showing just ever so slightly underneath. And I am going to add my bottom part of the layout, so the cutout, the fussy cut piece, to it, but I love that dimension, and I'm going to put my smaller photo on that dimensional element, so that way I don't have to put dimension on my photo either. I've got a few pieces that I picked out from my embellishment tray. So, and to cover up a little bit of the rough edges that the wood grain left from the stenciling, I'm just trying to strategically add elements in, so that way it looks like the wood grain is blended into the background instead of just, oh, I stopped at the sudden end type of deal. So trying to figure out placement of all of my goodies and, find a spot. Oh, I absolutely love these little hanging signs from the laser collection. They're so cute. So I've got this one that says 100% natural, and I wanted it to hang down, but because it's going to be hanging down from the picture in the background and come on top of the one that is in the foreground, this fussy cut piece, I couldn't add it on until the end, so that will be coming up. I'm going to go ahead and use liquid glue. Now I did also use liquid glue to glue all of these chipboard pieces on. They are sticky backed, but it seems to me like the sticky is not as sticky as it could be. So I just go ahead and add some liquid glue on both sides. I know it seems a little bit redundant. Why am I using this? I could use fun foam, but I like the fact that I've already got all these chipboard pieces ready and available, and they're not as thick as fun foam is. So I've been enjoying using these. All right, so here is my little hanging sign, and a part of it is on the dimensional piece, and then a part of it is flat against the background. So I'm going to go ahead and just glue down the one side that is flat to the background. Have a little film strip, the blue film strip frame that I'm going to add, and just layer up some pieces. Put a piece on a chipboard in the background, and then another chipboard on top that says priceless. I'm going to put my photo on the fussy cut part, and just add elements here and there. I do like to cut my film strips in half, so that way I can use them in two different spots when I just want them to be a little tucked in. So I'm not sure where I'm going to put that second piece just yet, but I do like getting basically a 2-for-1 out of my film strips. I have a little element that I want to do up at the top. That way I get a diagonal visual line going across my page, so you'll read the title up at the top and then flow down into the bottom picture. I have lots of little stamps left over from a previous project that I plan on just adding here and there. What I did, where I got the stamps, was the washi tape roll, and then I just added them to the back of my, I added them to a white piece of cardstock, and then I inked the edges. So I have this small little journaling spot that I actually don't plan on journaling on. I'm just using it as more like a layering piece or a base piece for my cluster that I want to put up at the top. And then I wanted this almost like a leather phrase, which is going to be my title, which is leave the road, take the trails. That's going to be my title instead of love this most. So it's going to be up at the top because I assumed that's the first thing that people see, unless they start at the bottom and work their way up, which I'm okay with that as well. I love how the background blends in. very well, so that way you can't even tell. Well, I can tell, but you know, the background that I added to the background that was already there using the stencils worked out perfectly. And I'm going to finish it off with a little bit of hot fudge of this, you know, splattering. So, and that is about it for today. That's all that I have. I absolutely love how this turned out. During the retreat, a lot of people asked me if that was a paper that came from the collection instead of they actually saw me make it. So it was fun. And I just, gosh, look at the copper color in that hot fudge. It is one of my favorite browns from Shimmerz. Oh my gosh. Don't forget to check out the Shimmerz website to go and see. They come out with new colors every month, you guys. The color kits are becoming phenomenal. The paper collections that they have are amazing, and they're getting ready to open a store, a real life brick and mortar store. I am so super excited for them. Congratulations, Stacy. It is just fabulous. I am so happy for the Shimmerz company. I really am. All right, you guys, that is what I have for you today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really, truly appreciate it. Again, don't forget to check out the Shimmerz Paints website and see their shop, see their blog, all that good stuff. You'll find lots of inspiration on how to use the Shimmerz products at the website because of their blog. So it's really cool. Also, too, don't forget to check out Janet Fritz's channel, which is Galaxy Girl Creations here on YouTube, to see if she is playing along with her kit today. And I will check y'all later. Bye.